All right, we're back on Morningline. Thanks for joining us. Our guest is Metro Vice Mayor Jim Shulman. We have Claude who waited through the break. We'll take his phone call. And Claude, good morning to you. Hi, Claude.
Good morning, gentlemen. I'm sorry the tragedy happened this morning, but you know, I like to get to an issue, but I've been trying to get with the vice mayor on, and I went with my councilwoman on this issue about Nice Drive. I try to get it to be called roller coaster over here for the last 42 years.
What's the name of the road? What's the name?
It's Nice, N-E-E-S-E Drive. It is a thorough shortcut. It's been this way for years and years.
Okay.
Every council, every person that's tried to tackle this has never done what really needs to be done, and it's speed humps is what we need. They come out here and put the biggest yard signs that looks like they belong at a railroad crossing. That doesn't do anything. They've been there for almost 10 years. They're at the top of the hill. They come over here in the morning, fly off this. We're going to have a tragedy one day because people cannot stop a popsicle truck. They can't have a yard sale. They can't even walk down this street, a little less with their animals or their children. And it is the school district is real close. I've talked to my council twice within the last 14 months, and it's just that we're going to get something done. We're going to get something done, and it never gets done. They want to put a sign up or strike something, but, you know, on the other side of Knowlesville Road over there, that district, Patterson Street's got them, Louise Drive has got them, and all of those streets on that back road got them, except for this, and it's been going on for 42 years over here.
You know, he sounds like Joe. Joe wanted speed bumps on his road, and you've said time and again, it's not that hard. You and a couple of guys could go out there with a speed bump and probably find a way to put it in there. And I hear you. I don't know. Nice Drive, I'll have to check it out.
I'm going to check it out, too.
Yeah.
So, Claude, I'll turn this one in. It sounds like it may have been turned in. Here's the deal, Nick. There's a lot of streets that need these things.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know where Nice is on the list. Joe Street is on the list.
Okay.
But it's like 41st or something. It's way down the line.
It's a long list, though, right?
It's a long list. But you and I, seriously, could probably, you know, get some. They're made of rubber. I mean, you can make them out of concrete, but you
it's
can
attaching
buy
them's the trick, isn't it?
So, I mean, I did research on this because I was trying to figure out how to go help Joe. And you can buy them online. You can buy speed humps. You're not, you know, I'm not telling everybody to go out and buy them.
But you can't just lay them down on a public road.
You're not supposed to go put them on the street unless you have permission.
Right.
But if we got permission to do this thing, you and I could probably order these things. They're glue strips.
Okay.
You can bolt them in, but I don't know if either one of us want to have access to that
there's
thing.
glue that's sturdy enough.
There's a permanent glue strip that you can put down. You just have to know how far to put them across, and then you put a sign that says speed humps, and you slow people down. Other different ways to do it. I've been saying, I think I said last time on the show, it's the little things that matter in this city. It's not necessarily all those big things that we talk about. And you're getting ready to talk about the Grand Prix or whatever. You know, Joe needs speed humps.
Yeah.
That will help that neighborhood.
Yeah.
Claude, and we'll turn this in and see where it is and see what we can do.
Okay, well, you made note of it. Nice Drive. It's worth checking into. Hey, I think Ernest just had a follow-up. I'll let him give a quick. Ernest, are you there? Do you have a quick follow-up?
Yes. The young lady, she said something about mental health being given to children.
Yeah.
What about giving mental health tests to workers and police officers? And what about this? The vice mayor said something about what can we do? Well, if we quit making excuses and do what is right, like all this money is coming into the state, why not take some of that money, or to Nashville, why not take some of that money and use it for mental health? Mm-hmm. If these people put programs out there, and then you know if someone is mentally ill or somebody is having a problem, a serious problem.
But, I mean, I like that idea of having the money, however, and money's always hard moving it around. But the problem is, too, though, I mean, you can't just mandate, well, we're going to do a mental health test on you. I don't know if police go through some form of that as part of their training and all of this and how they react to situations that are high stress. But, I mean, that's a personal thing. The individual has to seek that unless, of course, you're incarcerated at the jail and they think you need help. They'll put you over there. But, right, I mean, you can't just mandate mental health. I'm trying to think, like when I came here to News Channel 5, they mandated I had to do a drug test, which surprisingly I passed. Good. Okay, but they didn't mandate, well, Nick, you also have to have a mental health evaluation beforehand to make sure that you're a stable guy. Had they, I probably wouldn't have been hired.
Right.
But they didn't do that. They don't mandate those kind of things because there are HIPAA laws and there are limits. But he's right. If someone wants to seek mental health, they need to be able to have a place to go get it, and hopefully at an affordable price.
Well, and I think that's a key is somebody having mental health issues. Do they have insurance? Where do they go? How do they get access to it? If they don't have insurance, who do they seek? You know, and I think again, I'm going back to the Olympics because if you've been watching the Olympics and watching the commercials on the Olympics, they have refocused on mental health concerns. Yeah. It's time we step up again on these things and make sure that it's okay if you're having a mental health issue to seek help. That's okay. You should do that. Yeah. And it's okay to do that, and we should want people to do that, because maybe we don't have to talk about this stuff. Yeah, they've really put the focus on it, athletes have. It's interesting you mentioned the Olympics. I've watched some of it, and I've always enjoyed the Olympics. Not the way I once did. It's changed for me as the way the Olympics evolved. But Mark Binda, our program director here, monitors all the ratings. Yeah. It's interesting. Boy, Tokyo Olympics are bombing. Yeah. The bombing. I mean, and what I say by bombing is that the ratings, the national rating, this is just interesting, a little off point, but he mentions this, and I don't know if you're watching the Olympics at home. As I said, I've watched some of it, but not as much as I normally do. Adults 18 to 49 rating, okay? The Sydney Games in 2000, 10.4 share. 2004, Athens, 9.4. Beijing in 2008, 9.4. London, 9.2. Rio, the most recent one, 2016, 10.2. Tokyo, 2.6. I mean, that's not a little slip. That is off the cliff. And NBC has it, and I don't know what they promised advertisers, but there's something in this business called make goods. Yeah. And when it doesn't live up to what they promised, they're going to have to be returning some money, or however those contracts are written. The country is not watching the Olympics the way they normally do. I mean, 2.6. And I wonder why. I don't know, maybe because we're coming out of the pandemic, maybe there's not crowds there, maybe there's just not as much interest in Olympic sports anymore. I don't know. I don't know. I think, I mean, I'm watching the Olympics. I love to watch them every 4 years, you know, every 2 years or whatever, and I think the Winter Olympics will be this coming winter because of the you know, the change from Tokyo to move it. I don't know what it is. Yeah. I mean, the Winter Olympics always has, for whatever reason, I think, Jim, figure skating is a huge draw. It just is huge, and that carries it. I'm trying to think, for the Summer Olympics, I guess, some of the track and field events, the floor exercises and gymnastics, you know, and the numbers were down for the Olympics well before Simone Biles made her decision not to compete, so I don't put it on her at all. The Americans have still done well in the pool. I don't know what it is. So what's your favorite event to watch during the Summer Olympics, as you think? I love first to watch the swimming, and then I watch the gymnastics, and then I watch the track and field. My favorite event is any of the track and field relays and the 100 meters. Yeah. A sprint. Just, you know, you get Usain Bolt the last 3 years dominated that, and it's just fun watching it, but it's just it's not quite there for me, you know, and so anyway, yeah, numbers not too good for the Olympics in this country anyway. We'll take a break. We'll be back with more of your phone calls if you have questions or comments, more of our conversation with the Vice Mayor right after this.